Hello. It's good to see you. Today we are going to be making deviled eggs. And this is something I haven't done in quite a while. So we'll see how it goes. I have here 10 boiled eggs. I boiled 12, but 2 when I peeled them kind of came apart a little bit. So we're just going to work with 10. Now this recipe does call for 12, so we're going to have some leftover stuff, but that's okay. So, alright, the first thing we had to do was boil these eggs, and they're all done. We also need 1/8 of a cup of mustard, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and 1/8 of a cup of sweet pickle relish drained, 2/3 of a cup of mayonnaise, and 2/3 of a teaspoon of paprika. Now, we need to slice these eggs in half lengthwise and remove the yolks and place them in a bowl. So that's the first thing we're going to do. Let's cut them first. We're going to cut them in half. I did wash my hands. I promise. I'm not going to cut my fingers. Would it make you feel better if I did it this way? We'll do it this way. They're slippery little suckers, though. I don't have one of those fancy deviled eggs platters, unfortunately. So I don't have anywhere good. I don't have the one, the one with the little indentations for the eggs. I don't have that. So it's probably breaking some law to be a woman in the South and not own one of those, but I don't. So, I bet my mother has a half dozen of them. But she lives 70 miles away. And I didn't know I was going to be doing this the last time I was there. If I had known, I would have asked to borrow one. There. Well, they look pretty good. We're just cutting them this way, lengthwise. Just trying to move them out of the way. Piece of shell on that one. There we go. I saw that recipe and it just sounded yummy. And if you're on the keto diet or low carb, this would actually work for you. It calls for sweet relish, but you don't have to use sweet relish if you don't want to. You could use just regular dill pickle relish. I'm going to use this sweet relish because that's what it calls for. Oh, that one came apart. That's a bummer. I'll just get some duct tape or staple it together or something. Okay, I'm running out of room. And here we go. And one more. Okay, so that's got them all cut open. And the next thing we need to do is put the egg yolks in a bowl. I just have a plastic bowl. Nothing special. This is typically my popcorn bowl. That's what I use it for. Got a spoon here. I'm just going to try to scoop it out. Now you don't want to push on the egg white too much. It might break. It'll come apart. So you just want to coax that little sucker out of there. And some of them are stubborn. It doesn't matter if it gets all messed up because we're going to stir them up anyway. Get out of there. Come on now. There you go. Sometimes you get this layer in there. Get out. I'm not going to worry about it too much. Okay. Oh, this one's messed up on the side. There. No, I am not a professional. I know that's shocking watching me cook anything, but believe it or not, I am not a professional. Not at all. If I could just microwave everything, I would. Seriously. Okay. Ooh, that one's split. Look at that. That's disappointing. Well, we're going to do what we can. Well, these are coming right out. I ain't got the hang of it now. Look at that. Like a ballet. That was lopsided. Look at it. It's like an oval. So we're just taking them out. Fortunately, I do have one kid that loves deviled eggs. And if I didn't stop him, he would eat every one of these. They will not go to waste, I promise. He's going to be so excited. He doesn't know I'm doing this. And pop that little thing out of there. Oh man. I don't want to fritter with that one too much. So you have to be careful scraping them out, because if you're not careful, it'll come apart. So I'm not as perfect with this as I probably would be otherwise if they were made out of plastic or something. Can I get a little more of that one? Oops. There we go. Okay, so there we have the egg yolks in there. I'm just kind of mashing them a little bit. I think it's easier if you break up the yolks first before you add anything else to it. I'm just using the back of the spoon and mushing them, squishing them. Okay. Well, that's better. Now what do we do? Let's look. Okay, now that we've done that, we need to blend. Okay, we need to blend the egg yolks, mustard, salt, pickle relish, and mayonnaise thoroughly. So, Here I have my salt. I'm just going to sprinkle that over lightly. There. I have my 1/8 of a cup of pickle relish. This is sweet relish. There. 2/3 of a cup of mayonnaise here. Duke's, of course. It's the only mayonnaise worth using. We're very passionate about our mayonnaise in the South. People get into arguments over it. And an 1/8 of a cup of mustard. I don't have another measuring cup, so I'm just going to eyeball it. Have my thing of mustard here. I'm saying that's about an 1/8 of a cup. If it's not, it doesn't matter. You're not going to have to eat it. I'm going to stir it up. Oh, isn't that something? Now, we don't add the paprika at this point. That is going to be sprinkled on top after we add this filling back to the egg whites. Oh, it smells good. You can smell the relish and the mustard. It's really nice. Now, so if you do low carb or keto, this works. And you see, it's really easy to do. It's very simple. There's really not much to it at all. Now, it doesn't have to be perfectly, like you can have lumps in it. It doesn't matter. And again, you can use dill pickle relish for that. You don't have to use sweet relish. The dill pickle relish, I don't believe has any carbs in it. And the mayonnaise doesn't, and the mustard doesn't. So, it would be something you could have if you're looking for something different to try. Okay. So yeah, all you do is boil some eggs, mix this up, and then you take the egg. And I've never been very good at this part. Now you can actually use a pastry bag to do this, but you're just going to put a dollop in there like that. And it's a messy procedure. I'll just tell you now. It is messy, but it's so good. There. And you just take your spoon or your pastry bag. With the pastry bag, you can use the star tip and make it all fancy. I don't do that. That's just not how I roll. I do things in a very simple manner. It's not very often I get fancy with food. I just want it to taste good and not be too terribly difficult. There. Now see, once you get all these done, that's when you sprinkle the paprika on top. And I'm going to have some extra filling too. Well, I think I am. I don't know. I believe I'm going to have extra. Which is totally fine. See, that one's messed up. Like, I don't even want to... I'm not going to try to do that one. It's not going to hold it. There. I got a lot on that one, didn't I? Ooh. And you're going to get it all over your hand. It's unavoidable. I don't care how perfect you are. You're going to get it on yourself. It would be better if I had a deviled egg tray that has little spots to put them in. But like I said, I don't have one handy right now. Sorry. A little earthquake there. That was my fault. Getting the ones in the middle are going to be hard because these other ones are sliding down the plate. Looky there. Look how pretty they are. Well, that's a lot. Sit up there. Have an egg avalanche. would just leave them on the plate and not pick them up, but that's hard to do. So that's the odd man out. I'm not going to try to do that one because it's split. There. Oops. And one more. And the thing is, too, there we go. If you're not doing low carb, or if you have low carb bread, if you have extra filling, you can use this in a sandwich too. You could use that as a sandwich filling. It'd actually be good. Now let me grab the paprika. Okay, I just took a little bit of paprika and put it in here. I'm just going to take a pinch of it, and I'm delicately sprinkling it onto the deviled eggs. You don't need a lot. You don't want to put a ton of it on there. I mean, unless you just like a lot of paprika, which if you do, you're certainly free to do that. My mother used to make this thing when I was a kid, and I called it macaroni cooked like noodles. And it involves paprika. That's what made me think of it. You take egg noodles and you boil them. You know, you cook them. Just boil them in water. You drain them and then put a little butter or margarine on them. And then you put them back in the pot that you boiled them in. Add a little milk and paprika and salt. And you don't want to boil the milk, obviously, because it'll scald. But you heat it. Heat it up, make it nice and warm. It's just milk, a little bit of margarine and salt and paprika with the egg noodles. And it's actually really, really good. That was one of my favorite things as a kid. And I don't know why I called it macaroni cooked like noodles, but that's what I would call it. That's how I referred to it. Okay, so we have them here. I removed the one that was messed up. Let's try one. I'm going to grab this one right here. I see they are messy, but that's okay. Oh, that is so good. These are good. They're going to be really good after they've been refrigerated a little while. Get them nice and cool. These are delicious. Just a little bit of tanginess from the mustard. But it's nice and creamy from the mayonnaise too. And you can taste just a little bit of paprika. And also, after they've been in the refrigerator a little while, they will firm up a little bit. They won't be quite so spongy or elastic. They do firm up a bit after they've been in the refrigerator. So there we have it. Deviled eggs. If you've never tried it, I highly recommend it if you like this kind of thing. Very good, and you can see it's very easy to make, very simple, very inexpensive dish to make. And there you have it. Well, thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this. And I will see you again really soon.